Hey YouTube, an actual guitar video today. I put 3 videos out yesterday. I fell asleep actually. It was I ended up putting out a video that I didn't actually mean to. I was going to edit and I didn't, and then I've missed the one at 8. So yeah, the video that was meant to go out yesterday was the one about taking the white guitar, which I can't see. That one. That one over at Show Scott. That was a video. That was yesterday's video. The other ones were put out, and then I was kind of fell asleep. Yeah. Whatever. So, 4 Mad Guitars. This is from Mr. Bucky Rage again. This one is an Ibanez Jet King, which I find rather interesting. I think it's probably one of the more normal guitars the guy has. As you can see, it's quite dusty. Apparently what happened was there was a gig they did, and they were drinking absinthe, so this got smashed up. So there's a few cracks in the neck. There's a crack in the neck pocket, but I mean it's just the lacquer. Wood tends to wood has a deflection. That's why it's like, oh, there's just a lacquer crack. See, if you bash a guitar, the wood kind of has got a bit of give in it. It can kind of go whoop and come back again. The poly coating doesn't. It cracks, so that's what that comes from. It probably, the wood's fine. Most guitars, the lacquer cracking. Okay, if you're spending thousands of pounds and it's brand new, but I mean, you kind of expect a little bit for that reason. Looks like it's been dunked. That the bridge has been knocked in a little bit, but I don't think that should really matter to make it work. So this is a JTK2 2005, made in Indonesia. Like a laminate neck. It does. Nice. So you got. I didn't know you got 2004, 5. So 18 years old, but I didn't know you still got laminate. So it's a 3-piece neck. Rocking. No neck plate. Very rusty. I think this has been flung in the corner of his guitar room for the last several years. Yeah, so it should be interesting. Obviously, there's a knob missing. I won't have one that matches it, but I'll have one that looks sort of like it. And it's got cool little switches, which are kind of like on-off switches for your amp, which is cool. Hardtail. The tips off that switch, so I'll replace that. I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing this. I think Mr. White's got one of these. I don't really know. I think it would sit in with your Jazzmaster Jaguar the offset range, but an Ibanez. So just off the top of my head, I would pretty much guarantee that this, compared to whatever the equivalent priced Squier Classic Vibe or something, will be a better guitar. Whatever or Squier, whatever the equivalent one is, because Ibanez are always good. Even though I've never played one like this. One of those things about Ibanez, you just think Ibanez, and you think immediately, oh, there's something in front of it. RG or pointy metal. Steve Vai, that's what you think. But Ibanez do and always have made the whole range of everything. They do this kind of thing. I think, to be honest, this might even be like a reissue of a sort of 60s or a 70s guitar. They used to, when they obviously started out doing guitars like this. Well, in saying that, something like that that Sakai I had from the same chap, it kinda looks like this. It's styling wise, I mean, build wise, nothing like the same. It's a proper guitar. Not that the Sakai was, but you know what I mean. It's like, it's got normal things on it, and it's the correct thickness, and it's the right weight, and the scale length is normal, and all that stuff. So it's not really, I don't think this is as mental a guitar as it looks. I don't know what these switches do. Probably coil splits, maybe. It's very rusty, but it doesn't smell. This is just general dust, house dirt. That's fine, not like that guitar I was playing the other day, which is still in the garage, the Satellite, which is like, I don't have the total urge to wash my hands right now, and I'm holding it, it's just a bit dirty. Yeah, so Guitar 1, that's the old Ibanez logo as well. I quite like that headstock. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. To be honest, I don't know. These are not the sort of guitars I tend to look at, so I have no idea what these cost. I'd imagine, like all the other Ibanez, you can probably get one for, like, I don't know, about £200 starting, and then there'll be like a £500 model, and there's probably a £1,000 model. It won't just be, there's only one. They've probably got various ranges of professionalism. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. I think this will be quite cool. Yes. So, and this, you guess what it is? these are his main gigging guitars, but because of lockdown, not been gigging the last couple of years, can't get back into it. So here we've got a Vox Phantom. These are reissues. Apparently, I said in the last video, I made in Indonesia, serial number R13, so 2013 version of it. So it'll be interesting to see how this compares to the Revelation one. It's got a wee bit of... Yeah, I might need to do it. These are kind of... I think this has been used in a rage at a Bucky Fest, and that we might actually be playing a Bucky Fest again. He suggested it. So your Sabbath band, you want to play with us at the Buck Fest? It's called the Buck Fest. I want to be there. I even it's like, I saw your videos up here. You see, we come on in monks' robes. And it's like up here, and it's like up here. Well, obviously at the Buck Fest, we're Bucky monks, not just normal monks. I'm going around the studio tonight. Actually, I'm in the studio tonight. My car's knackered, so the guy's fixing it. His wife told me yesterday I would be able to get it back last night. He's not answering his phone. I'm going to wait for another hour and phone him at lunchtime. It'd be nice if I could get it back. If not, I've got to get the bus into town. Oh God, like normal people, and then it's about a mile walk from the bus station down to Berkeley, which is kind of nearly at the SCCC. It's like, yay! I have actually asked Craig, the guitarist, who uses a drop tune whammy pedal, or he uses a drop tune pedal now, but he did used to use a whammy pedal to do the C sharp stuff. So I'm going to ask if I can borrow, since he bought the drop pedal, I think he kept his old one. So it'd be nice if I could borrow that tonight, so I can do the C sharp stuff and not have to carry two basses. In fact, I don't know. I'll wait till he gets back to me, because I know that he bought a Washburn Force 8 about 6 months ago bass. And I've got one of them, so I know I could use a Washburn Force 8. I wonder if you can be bothered carrying an extra bass in, then I don't have to carry anything. Yes, I think that would probably be... I would probably like that. I don't think... Yes. I think not having to carry a bass all the way down. I was thinking about it when I was in the shower this morning, like, alright, well, what's the lightest bass I've got to get away with? I was going to go from an Aria TSB, because it's sort of quite light, thinking that might be, a couple of kilograms makes a difference when you're carrying a guitar on your back. You'll notice that if you ever decide if you're going into the studio or something like that, you put a bottle of Bucky in your guitar case, it doubles the weight of your guitar case. Yes, so yeah, these should be interesting. There is no way, no. The guy's bigger than me. He's about 7 feet tall. There is no way that he uses this with a strap like this. That's silly. I think maybe Brian Jones maybe does, but I mean there's no way. There's no way. This strap will be getting lowered down if I'm going to do a demo of it. Basically, it's got a 2-point Strat trem, 3 of those square pickups, which kind of look like the ones that were in that Revelation one. Volume tone, 5-way switch. I don't think the switches. It's not quite the same. The Revelation one's not. I think the shape is, but I'm sure it's got 3 knobs for a start, and maybe the output jack on it. I'll need to check it out. I think the headstock's slightly less ugly as well, or maybe I've just kind of got used to looking at it. No, mental guitar. Got a chunky neck on it. Why is there an extra string? Okay, it's not. Yes, so looking forward to getting this up and running. That'll be fun. And the other one. Can you guess what this one is? And it's another one of... No, it's genuinely another one of these. Yeah, so 2014, is this one 2013? 13, so this one's a year newer. It's a slight... yeah, it's exactly the same, apart from you. So there you go, having a spare guitar. I still think, holding like that, you could just a slight modification of this shape and you could make a big Superman symbol, which would be quite cool. I'll see if I can find knobs for it. Let's get silver knobs on it. I don't think I've got... I might actually have some silver Strat knobs. Yeah, so 2 of these to do up. That'll be fun. I'll do them both in the same video, playing both at the same time. Yes. And one more. Okay, it's not going to be too short a video. Now this one. Kind of tempted to draw around this actually. I think this is a fantastic looking look. Look at the high fret access, is fantastic. I think this looks brilliant. There's an East line again made in China, 2012. The serial number starts 12. So like a modern version of an airline, which I think would originally have been. It's very light actually, but it is wood. It's not. I think airline, they're not normally like fiberglass or something. I think this one's just wood, and it's got what look like, I don't know, like Gretsch toaster pickups or something. This one the guy doesn't like because it sounds too beefy. So my suggestion was that, I'm assuming this is 2 volumes and 2 tones, is 2 volumes, 1 master tone and 1 high pass filter, 1 master high pass filter, which will take away the bass end and make it sound thin. And even more than that, I might even put a push-pull pot in it, which would knock it out of phase, so you can't be complaining about it. So, if I can take away the bass and put the 2 pickups out of phase, that's not going to be beefy. That's going to be thin as heck. The action on this is pure ridiculously high, actually. Truss rod needs done. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know anything about these things. Again, it's just those guitars. See if, like when you see Jack White with them and stuff like that, when he was buying them, they were cheap. And I think in America and stuff, you get the original 60s ones, and you pick them up for $50 at flea markets and stuff. I just don't think that happens anymore. So something like this is a few £100, and the quirkiness I totally get. I think it looks fantastic. I love the colour as well. For this kind of price, you can get a higher quality guitar, but doesn't have the quirky. And it's like, apparently it says because we're playing like old 50s rock and roll stuff, he likes having too much power doesn't suit his sound, which is totally fair enough. So a wee bit of electricalness to it, but this one, the action's really high. I think he's gonna. I think this one could end up being really good. I do like the shape though. Is it the shape and the colour? It's very cool. It's very cool. So looking forward to doing these this week. It's got a 3-bolt neck. I like that idea, but I mean, you probably don't need 4 bolts. But yeah. It's got on a strip type tuners as well, which I suppose it means you can't. Oh god, that one's falling to bits. Right, I'll need to see if I can actually fix it. I was just about to say the problem with the 3 in a line things is you need to replace the whole lot. One of them's burst, and one of them is actually hanging off. But I might be able to rejuvenate it somehow. Just at the back covers popping off. They're quite basic things. There's not an awful lot in it. I think it will just be a case of actually taking it off and then tightening up the wee grub screw that holds the cog onto the shaft sort of thing. I think that'll be alright. The other ones seem alright. It's just a bit, you can see there, it's wobbling back and forward. It's kind of, you see there, it's kind of popped out. But I think that's probably from the screw that's holding on the shaft having come out, I hope. Obviously you can put normal tuners on it, but I'm going to try and keep it as original as possible. So there you go, 10 or 11 years old, but I like it. It goes well with this t-shirt. Yeah. I think I might draw around this and make one out of kitchen worktop or something, just because I think it looks cool. Yeah, so there we go. 4 mad guitars. It's great. I just love, because I've got to people's houses and it's like all those guitars are all mental. They're all nuts. I suppose a lot of people, I remember when I was at my last house, a guy selling a guitar or something, a guy came in and used to have them going up my staircase. And the guy was like, fucking hell, I was like, look at all these guitars, and he's like, I don't know what any of these are. Because they all just look mad, you know. It's like, okay, just now, I've got a couple of Strats on the walls, but you know, when you look at the Washburn stage and the wings and all that and stuff, they're all just, the Roadster, they're all just odd things, but not that odd. These are a different type of odd. These are, no, they're all reissues, but these are all sort of 60s obscure, whereas my weird ones are like 80s I suppose, hair metal, pointy type, obscure, more like. But I do think this looks excellent. I wonder what happened there. A bit of a chip in the red. That'll be coloured in with red pen. Rock on. Catch you later. I'm sorry for all those videos yesterday. Even somebody I mentioned it was like I couldn't find a Fiat Panda. I didn't want to have to buy a new one, but I was looking them up, and I couldn't find any for. And the ones I could find were like 1,200, 1,500 quid. Whereas when I bought mine like 3 years ago, they were kind of sitting about. There were more of them, and they were kind of kicking about 800 quid sort of thing. I was looking out for a diesel one, and when I was moaning on my second 4 mile walk, I'm totally unfit. I can't walk 8 miles in a day, but I did. I mentioned it was so thanks Brexit, and then there's like a couple of you should be thanking Brexit and praising the Lord, and you're like, oh God, really? Okay, it's like cars are more expensive in France. Like yeah, whatever. I mean, if you found a Brexit benefit, you should be join the Conservative Party, because maybe you found one, which they've failed to do. I don't like to get political. I don't mind when I'm drunk, but it's like, yeah, so it's just quite funny. There was 2 folk that mentioned it, but they must have watched the video, and it was like an hour of me walking, and I don't even think I was talking that much. I was mostly just moaning and complaining about the fact that I was having to do a second 4 mile walk in the day. Was really, and my car was fucked, so you know, I was a bit down. But hey, no more politics. Rock on.